even remotely resembles a T-800 endoskeleton is fine by me. Hi everyone and welcome to 16 Figure Focus, and in this video we're going to take a look at the Hot Toys KX Enforcer droid as seen in the Disney Plus Star Wars show, The Book of Boba Fett. Now regardless of what you thought of the show or not, that scene with the Night of 1,000 Tears in Mandalore, that was pretty damn spectacular, and it was definitely influenced by Terminator 1 and 2, and I think it's the start of Terminator 2 where you can see the T-800s and you see the Hunter Killers and stuff like in the future war and all the laser blasts and that kind of iconic scene. It's definitely iconic. I know iconic, I use the word iconic a lot and I overuse it from time to time, but that is definitely one of those iconic movie scenes and those iconic intros where it just crushes down on that skull. But yeah, these things, they do remind me of T-800s. I know they're not exactly an endoskeleton, but you know, that scene definitely, you didn't have to stretch your imagination too far to make the link between this and Terminator 1 and 2. So I love the design of these. This is basically K2SO. It's the K2SO droid, the same model as seen in Rogue One, the one that like highly sought after. It's definitely, I suppose, the G word now at this stage. It's climbing up the price in the aftermarket. Long sold out basically. And this one here, this one is $285, and if you are a Sideshow watcher, if you're playing the Waitlist Wars or watching the Waitlist, it is the waitlist is full, so it's basically full up, and it's going to be sought after, I imagine, because a lot of people who missed out on K2SO was like, okay, I'll just get this one. Technically not the exact same thing. Now it does look more or less the same, but it's not like a named droid. It's not meant to be K2SO. It's meant to be this KX Enforcer droid, just a random droid that has been reprogrammed. Not so friendly, basically. I love the look of these. I think they're fantastic looking droids. I like it's going to be an imposing piece. It's just going to be it's taller than a regular 6 scale. It is 6 scale, but it's going to be kind of taller, imposing, and it's just going to be a cool looking droid. I believe the eyes light up as well. I've actually seen one of these. I think on 2 different occasions. I think there's one at Star Wars Celebration, but I remember the first time I saw one of these, a 1-to-1 version of this was an event put together by Sideshow in Dubai, actually, in the Mall of Dubai. They had a 1-to-1 replica of Darth Vader surrounded by an absolute battalion of stormtroopers. Pretty sure I still have the photos there somewhere. I could dig them out and put them on a live stream. And then around the circle, the kind of open atrium area, they had different droids and bounty hunters and stuff like that. But one of the things was the K2SO, and it just looked huge, very imposing look and vigor. So yeah, just taking a look at this. I love the probe droid in the back there. I wonder, that's purely Photoshop, I'd imagine, because Hot Toys haven't done that probe droid, but Sideshow have, I believe. So what you have here, this actually comes with 2 different blasters. I think that's the blaster you have here, the same blaster that, say, the Scout Troopers would come with, or the Stormtrooper Commander if you have that. And it comes with the other handgun, I believe, is that handgun will come with the Remnant Trooper. I'm trying to think. I think this helmet actually comes with this, because the base, if memory serves me correct, is basically the Battle Damage Mark 85 base. So that kind of, rocks, and they just repurposed it basically. But look, at least it's not a sand base. I gotta say, I don't have a bad word to say about this. I love the look of this droid anyway. I loved the scene from the Book of Boba Fett. Wasn't gone on the Book of Boba Fett as a whole, but episodes 5 and 6 were just up there with some of the best Star Wars media that I've seen. I really liked this. The scenes with Cad Bane. I can't actually remember if this scene was episode 5, 6, or was it a completely different episode? Because I know that, like, for me, episode 5 and 6 were Mandalorian 2.5, basically. That's the vibe it gave me. It was more like a continuation of the Mandalorian story than Boba Fett. I think it was in one of those episodes briefly, but I loved this scene, and I think this was episode 5. I'm pretty sure if memory serves me correct, it's Din Djarin, Paz Vizsla, and the Armorer's recounting the events of the Night of 1,000 Tears. Yeah, these photos, the bloggers done a great job. These photos, I loved it. It just gives me that T-800 endoskeleton Terminator 1 and 2 vibes. Love the probe droid in the background. I thought the probe droids were creepy as well. I mean, these KX Enforcer droids obviously lack emotion, but the probe droids, that was creepy to see them flying along, just zapping people and stuff like that. And even like if you look at the distance there, see the ones that, not the main KX here, but look at the two to his left and right in the distance with their glowing eyes. I mean, you see, you're in that kind of war zone and you look up, and as scary as that would be anyway, and you see those in the distance, you know, hope you're wearing your brown pants. I love the look of this. It just looks great. I mean, it's not for me because I don't have anything with Book of Boba Fett. The only thing I'm interested in is the Cad Bane, but like I said, that's because that scene was just mind-blowing. I really like the character design, the character, and I think that will... I don't have a... I still associate episode 5 and 6 of the Book of Boba Fett as like Mandalorian season 2.5, and that would be kind of like serve almost like a villain in that kind of display. If you get me, I could maybe pose him next to or near the Boba Roba 2-pack, something like that, even though that's not particularly accurate. But I just see it, I see a timeline in my head, like, you know, like 5 Detolfs and one of the rows all on the same level. You could have like your Beskar Mando, and then the next thing you could have, say, Ahsoka, and then you could have the Boba Roba 2-pack, so, and then, you know, Luke, and then after that Cad Bane, because that's, you know, chronologically how those characters would have appeared, and they're all like key, really, really strong episodes or scenes. I love this, but I just don't know what I could pose it with. I don't think it's iconic enough just to have it there as a standalone. I mean, I have a few standalones behind me. I mean, I've got that Robocop in a chair, but that's a standalone iconic piece. It's a piece of cinema history. The T-800 from Terminator 1 could be standalone. Definitely the T-800, the battle damaged, you can see it there. Sorry, it looks very... Pardon me, looks very, very small there, but the battle damaged DX-13 that I picked up last week, absolutely loved it, wanted it for years. That was a real big one, that was a really exciting one, but that's kind of, you know, that's a piece of cinema history. You know, that's something that can just, it's a standalone, whereas this, I'm not getting anything from the Book of Boba Fett really. Like I said, apart from Cad Bane, they weren't in the same scene together, that's not going to work. I could just pick it up because I like it, totally could do that, but then, for me, that's the thing, then it's a slippery slope, because I like a lot of stuff. I've said repeatedly, I pass on a lot of things I like to get the things that I love. So working backwards and getting a grail, yeah, I said it. The DX-13, that's basically, in a proper context, that's what it's definitely a grail. I kind of passing on a lot of things that I like allows me to put funds aside for things like that I absolutely love, you know, or same with the Robocop in a chair, or the Spider-Man Homecoming Deluxe from the first Homecoming with all the gear, the you know, the science book and the yellow blazer and the hoodie. I've ranted about that many a time. But anyway, back to this. So this KX Enforcer droid from the Book of Boba Fett, $285, waitlist full. The weathering on this looks super. Like all the scratching and pitting and scuffing. The droid is very, very creepy looking. Anyway, it's very sinister looking. It's funny how like K2SO obviously is the exact same, more or less. But because of its personality and it's been programmed and it's friendly, it's weird. It's the same thing that doesn't look as scary. Whereas this, you know, it hasn't been reprogrammed. It's the same droid, but just walking out of the flames there with the eyes and stuff like that lit up, and those two blasters. It's like, yeah, I don't think this one looks too friendly. So that's very, very intimidating and imposing as well. Pretty sure those eyes are light up. Of course, if you wanted to get the whole fusion reactors thing, you could keep them lit up. Yeah, it does come with that Mandalorian helmet. I remember, as I said, this is a repurposed Mark 85 base. I gotta say, the more I look at this, the more I like it. Like, I don't have a bad thing to say about this. I just, you know, it's just, and 285 it's kind of expensive, but at the same time, this is a very tall figure. It's not your standard 6 scale. It's going to tower above your normal. You put this next to an Iron Man, it's going to be taller than that. You put it next to a Trooper, it's going to be taller than that. I love the yellow just underneath the just kind of on the arms there, and even the way like I think it's the Imperial symbol there is kind of all scuffed. I'm looking forward to the photography that people are going to do with this. I presume there's going to be people who buy, like, you know, a few of these and have a battalion recreate the Night of 1,000 Tears. I hope the articulation's like that, because if so, that's pretty good as well. I could look to, I want to see this back here. Yeah, that was the. I'm going to go back and watch that scene tomorrow. Yeah. All good. That's a nice shot zoomed in on the helmet. It's creepy as well. Yeah, pretty disturbing scene. I could talk myself into this yet. Right, I think I need to cut this video short. We're back around where we started anyway. But yeah, look, in conclusion, this is a really, really cool droid. Great droid, looks the business. From a particularly amazing scene and a creepy scene. Very, very sci-fi, very reminiscent of like Terminator 1 and 2 and that T-800 endoskeleton. Having a bad word to say about it, absolutely love it. Probably a pass for me, but you never know, I might randomly take a notion. Who knows? That's the end of the video. If, by the way, thanks to anyone who's clicked that subscribe button or joined the live stream. Really, really appreciate it. Hit 2,000 subs there just last week. And a shout out to all the troopers and the commanders. Channel membership's now live. Feel free to check it out and join if you want to avail of those perks. So that's it. That's the end of the video. If you want to support the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Let me know if you're picking this one up or not. Let me know if you think it reminds you of a T-800 endoskeleton or not. You can also follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. That's it. That's the end of the video. See you in the next one. Good luck.